Hello, my friends. Welcome to the ThePCelitist, a channel dedicated to video game reviews and commentary, as always, from the PC perspective. My name is Woodsie.
My name is Shepherd.
And today we're having a discussion of first impressions of Duke Nukem Forever. And we'd like to run through a few points, issues we have with the game already, that don't warrant 10... What, people on Metacritic putting a 10.
Yeah, I think out of 220 reviews, 150 of them were positive, and of those, maybe at least half. So we're talking 75 people on this planet give this game a 10.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know what these people are doing or where they came from, but right away, Duke Nukem Forever feels extremely clunky.
Extremely dated.
And dated.
Yes.
You start the game, you're not quite sure what's happening. What is actually happening in the video in the beginnings of the game? You're actually playing the very end in like a reimagined version of Duke Nukem 3D, where you're in the football stadium and you're strafing around a monster, and then he dies, and then it zooms out, and you're like
field goal his eyeball through the uprights.
Right. So their best idea throughout the game so far was their old idea.
Yes, rehashing of a 15-year-old idea. Well, to go back even further, when you load the game, there's a waving American flag, and it's Duke Nukem Forever. And then they play the famous Duke Nukem guitar riff, which I'm glad they kept. Right. That's a great guitar sound.
Well, there would be riots in the streets.
Yes, there would be.
Yeah.
But so the game starts that way, and you wonder, so is it them building on the brilliance that they had with Duke Nukem 3D? Then you get to the menu, and you see the graphics, and you think, sweet lord, what year is this? And you have to press a button on your keyboard to proceed, which, let me tell you, we talk about consoleization a lot on this channel, but there's a reason for it. I have a mouse that gamers on consoles don't have. Let me use it. Don't make me press any key to begin. Let me press my LMB.
Wait, let me ask you a question. Would you feel better if instead of pressing any key, at the bottom of the screen there was a picture of your left mouse button for you to press?
I would feel better if it said press, and then it gave me a random ass key to press.
Right.
Press the Enye key. Press the tilde.
You know what cracks me up is that people look at McDonald's workers. They go, they have pictures of the food on the cash register because they're too stupid to understand numbers and whatnot. Yet every console game, drag your buddy to safety, or shoulder button. It has a picture of the button.
Yes, right bumper.
Yeah, yes. And it has a picture of the half of the controller with it going. Bing, bing,
yeah,
bing,
it was even better on PlayStation, the original. Or PlayStation 1 or 2, press triangle, and they show you what a triangle looks like.
So that's just leftover residuals in Duke Nukem.
Yes.
Press any key to begin.
And then after that, you start out in the game in in a room with a guard who's talking to some other guy.
Right.
You break up their conversation. Immediately, what hits you is the AI dialogue is 4 lines looped over and over again.
Right.
Horrendous.
Yeah.
You walk around the room, within the first 30 seconds of this game, there's a topless woman and a poster on the wall.
Right. Which is actually the least raunchy thing in the game.
If that's how they let me know that I'm playing Duke Nukem, try again.
Right. Right. So instead of being more creative, keeping the raunch level the same, and being more creative in other parts of the game, this game just pretty much tells you the raunch level is off the chart, which it doesn't bother me.
But you actually predicted that before the game came out.
I did predict that. I said they can't be as creative as they were, so they need to just inflate what they can, and that's the raunchiness and the gore level, and nothing else will be good.
Yeah, and this game really had a chance to do something great. It's a legendary franchise that has been dormant for so long and couldn't get off the ground. And they really had a chance, not to make a game that was next-gen and going to blow everyone away, to make a game that made PC gamers like us think of the time when PC was the only platform that had first-person shooters.
Right.
When it wasn't even that they weren't porting them. They just... Consoles couldn't do first-person shooters.
Right.
So they had a chance to be innovative, like you've said.
Right.
They didn't do it
They had a huge opportunity, but they didn't even get the basics down. You get in, you immediately feel clunky.
Yeah, it felt
you
like
feel like there's is there something wrong with the game?
Yeah.
Or
it's like the original Red Faction, and the graphics aren't much better than that.
Right. And then when you actually get into like the Duke Cave and there's aliens around, it just feels so flat. Everything.
Yeah. Not to mention the Duke Cave is part of a larger Duke Hotel casino. You're like Biff from Back to the Future 2. You're this media mogul. You're not this rogue commando who's saving the Earth and who couldn't exist in normal society. You're this lady killer badass who everyone loves. That's not Duke Nukem.
Right. He's too much of an asshole for everyone to love.
Yeah. But I'm glad in this game he has a direct line to the president and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, who tell him, by the way, to stay out of this and that they'll handle it.
Right.
Yes.
All the issues with this story and like how to be creative in this area where it's hard to be creative in a first-person shooter nowadays because everything's so expected. But it's the fundamentals of the game just don't work.
Yeah, if
it's not fun. It's not a fun shooter.
No, not at all. It's outdated. It's stale. As you said, it's clunky and awkward. If they had gotten basic functionality of a shooter down,
right,
this game may have been mediocre. Failing that, this game shouldn't even get a 2 or a 3.
Yeah, I mean, most people and myself, me more than just as much as the next guy wanted a really cool Duke game.
Yeah.
And if it was just mediocre and there's new Duke lines, and they had some of the references that they do have, but it was a functional shooter that worked, I would play through the whole thing happily and just probably give it a better than it deserves review because it's Duke Nukem. But because I used to play the old 2D side scrollers back in the day. That and Commander Keen, if anyone remembers that.
Yeah, nice.
But it's bad.
No, the guns are horribly developed. They're uninteresting. You don't prefer any one over the other because they're all lame and stupid and sound the same.
They don't feel powerful.
Yeah, they don't feel powerful.
The only thing that feels powerful is punching.
That's true, especially in steroid mode where you punch something and it blows up in a gory mess. An absolutely gory mess. You don't have health, you have ego,
right,
which would be fine if it wasn't regenerative, which is thank you, consoles, and thank you to Halo for making it the gold standard, apparently. But the game could have had a nice mechanic where the only two ways you boost your ego is by injecting steroids or drinking beer.
Right.
Or you could just go hide behind a pillar and wait till your health comes back.
Right.
Would Duke Nukem in 3D have ever played like that?
No.
No, you die if you get low on health.
The whole hiding thing really drives me nuts. And the fact that it's ego lends itself to making it a mechanic to allow you to stay in the fight longer.
Yeah, as opposed to boost your ego by running and hiding. It's so counterintuitive.
Right. You're a badass guy who's just going to kick every alien's ass. Let me hide behind this box for a minute first. And
I hope they don't see me back there.
And then I'll come out shooting.
Yeah.
Shoot this little squirt gun, blast.
A laser squirt gun. Lame. So yeah, and it's like we said, it's not just one thing. Graphics, sound, clunkiness of the controls, it's all bad.
The enemies are just cardboard cutouts.
And rather than make we started playing the game on the hardest mode. A lot of the beginning of the game, you put on Duke vision, which basically means the lights are out, and you have Duke's night vision, and the enemies can't see you. So you basically can walk up and punch them.
Which you're 007 apparently all of a sudden.
Yes.
Which doesn't make sense either, because the old game, it was like, you're just a dude, and you're just getting weapons and kicking ass.
You're getting awesome weapons.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not you're not 007.
No, Sam Fisher.
Except you did have the Holo Duke.
Yeah. I haven't used it yet, because I forgot it was there.
I meant the Holo Duke in the old game.
No, I know, but you have it in this game too.
Right.
Haven't used it. I will say, though, there are one or two good things about this game, and that is the references they make. There's a shot-for-shot remake of the Christian Bale exploding on a poor innocent crew member. I got to see the whole thing. When you played it, you just walked up and straight mule kicked the Christian Bale character. You punched him out.
I punched him out.
But you'll have to listen to that. There's also, in the very intro cinematic, a great Hunt for an October reference. I won't tell you what it is, but if you're a true fan, you'll pick up on it right away. Any redeeming value for you in this game?
There's a few inside jokes that are fun.
Yeah.
They're not worth $40, but I mean,
was it 40 or 50?
Honestly, the game does feel like at one time they had a bunch of great ideas, but the creative process, they couldn't all jam it in through all these different people and different companies and all these issues and redoing the game over and over again. The game feels just like the way it came out. Like, awkward and just misses the point here and there, and
yeah.
So
all bark and no teeth, as they say.
So those are our first impressions of Duke Nukem Forever.
And you can gather that we're going to have a great deal of trouble forcing ourselves to get through the rest of this game.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to have to go with the promise that there's maybe some good Duke lines through there.
I hope so.
You know.
Ugh. And this is not the...
He did speed bag a boss's balls, which is kind of funny.
True. This is true.
Other than that,
the rest of the review may or may not be forthcoming. If this game just becomes too intolerable, there's no need to rehash everything we've already discussed in this video. But we will be discussing in the near future what the Call of Duty franchise has done to PC gamers in particular. And it's emblematic by reading the reviews on Metacritic, both from print media and online media and from user reviews. You can see explicitly, spelled out in clear red, white, and blue, what the Call of Duty franchise has done by the way people are reviewing this game.
right?
And we'll get to that in another review. But for now, this game is just terrible. Don't buy it. On a scale of 0 to 10 zombies, I'm not giving any zombies. I'm keeping them.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm keeping my zombies.
Yeah, you get vampires. This game gets 9 vampires.
You're not a fan of vampires.
No, they can all go back to hell where they came from.
Well, I agree.
Anyway, that was our review of Duke Nukem Forever. This is the PC Elitist, and I am Shepherd.
And my name is Woodsie, and we're signing out.